You're depressed because you're not praying. She basically argued with every single symptom that I told her about.
The father messed up, and then the son is like, I'm never gonna be like my dad one day, man. But deep inside, like you catch yourself like, shit, I am like my dad.
Yeah.
What's up, man? This is Too Legit to Quit. I'm Collin, and this is
Yana, Azlee.
How's it going?
It's good, man. It's good. It's
Yeah?
vibing.
Just vibing.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How was your Raya?
It's good. Chaotic, man. I just had my open house with my mom and my family. So you know how family be like.
Selamat Hari Raya, bro.
Thank you, man.
Maaf Zahir dan batin.
Maaf Zahir and Batin. What would that translate to? Forgive my internal and external.
Forgive my internet external.
Yeah.
I thought it's straight up to the soul, right? Soul.
Soul
Maaf Zahir
and,
dan
and
batin.
whatever you're doing externally. Lah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't know if you smack someone, it's like
Shit.
yeah,
Shit. Smack someone.
smack somebody.
And then you say Maaf Zahir dan batin.
Yeah. Maaf Zahir.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy,
man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I think maybe you want to share a little bit about Hari Raya to your audiences and tell them what is it all about. You know what I mean?
We spoke about Ramadan in the last episode, right? So in this episode, like, let's talk about Eid. So what is Eid? Because like some of y'all be asking me in the comments, what is Eid? Eid is actually a celebration that Muslims celebrate right after Ramadan. So I don't know how it is in the Middle East, but in Malaysia, Southeast Asia, like we visit family and we usually celebrate for a month because like you fasted for a month. I think it's okay to, you know. So we
Yeah.
have this thing called open houses where it's basically like
Open
house
houses.
parties with like local food and all that cool stuff.
Ooh, jangan hentak.
Oh,
Ah.
my bad. Just trying to get my beat.
Get beat
Do
down.
the rhythm, you know?
Do the rhythm.
Yeah.
In houses, and those houses are
Open
random
houses.
random houses. What?
Yeah,
First
in-
day is like visiting the
Usually
family.
yeah, family. And some of us live really far away from our families, so like we drive up. So it's like a whole family occasion thing where you drive to your hometown.
You gotta travel, man.
Yeah, you gotta travel. Like if
Yeah.
you were to travel from one end of Malaysia to the other end, like let's say from the south to the north, that would take around 12 hours. So it's not that big. Malaysia's not that big.
It's not big, but we have so many people.
Oh, yep. 32 million at last check?
35.
35 million?
Last I checked, 35, man.
35.
Should we stop everybody from making babies? It's just too many. It's concerning, isn't it?
It's hot.
It's hot.
Everybody be breathing.
Running
the
out of
air.
space.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. What are your thoughts about having kids?
Risky.
I don't know why I switched my accent, but yeah. What are your
What are
thoughts
your thoughts about having kids?
What are your thoughts about having kids?
I'm scared. I don't know, man. I respect. Like my friends have kids now.
Oh
and
my
like,
God. Okay,
like
yeah.
they're about, the kids are now like what, 7, 8 years old, 10, and I think about how are they gonna deal with whatever it is in future. You know, just imagine we'll be like what, you be what, 50, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like 60, and the kids are gonna be what, in teenage, young adolescents, and then after that they're gonna be in college.
Yeah.
But what is it like, man? What's the moral standards of that time, dude?
Exactly.
What is gonna happen to principles? You know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. But, I mean, like right now we talk about mental health. Mental health is out there, right?
Yeah.
Bipolar, ADHD. We spoke about this before.
Yeah.
Now I think about like the children. You know, like is it gonna be something that is normal, or is it gonna be a good or bad thing? Because I understand like sometimes that people are using mental health as a, how do you say this?
Like a way to delay having kids, or like
No, like
what
a
do
way
you
to
mean?
express oneself.
Yeah.
Like for example, I can't go to work today because I had an episode, for example, and this is legit. You know, this person has that condition. But what about those people who say, hey, I can use that? You know,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, I can call in and say like, today I have a bad day and I had an episode, and that's where it concerns me, like how we going to identify, you know, this kind of things
Yeah.
that can happen in the future.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What's your thoughts on that?
For me, it's a tough situation because if you get your kids too early, imagine like okay, like my parents got my sister at 21, and I'm like, what was I doing at 21?
Your sister got what?
My mom got my sister because my mom gave
Your
birth.
parents were 21.
Yeah, my parents were 21.
Wow.
Was it 22? I don't know. But either way, kids, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when I was 22, I was still, you know, racing chairs with my classmates at the hallway.
Raising chairs?
Not raising, as in,
What do
you
you
know,
mean?
like when you ride on like the chairs with the wheels and then somebody pushes you and then you guys just race from one block to another.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we used to do that at 21.
Right.
So I was kind of like, were we immature or were they just kind of like, you know?
No, I mean like you look back at it right now, it's
Yeah.
like definitely it's subjective. Nah, you shouldn't question is mature, immature. It was at that moment, right? Because
Yeah.
everything was just like
fine.
coming in. But it comes back to like, you know, like what do you think? You know, how are we gonna deal with this? How are we gonna separate that two things of
Like their experiences
mental-
and our experiences?
Yeah.
Like the parents and
no
the...
man, mental health for the kids. We go back to the main
I see.
like one of my concerns is like they grow up one day and then mental health has become such a good awareness, okay?
Yeah.
Let's just say,
Yeah.
right? At that time you're 50 or 60, and in that moment then you realize that people take advantage of the mental health excuse, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are we gonna, you know, cultivate?
Yeah, that's... Because it's an invisible thing. But I would think by the time we're 50 or 60, there is a way to sort of mark this.
Here's a question for you then: how would you be a mother?
How would I be a mother?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so...
What kind of values are you gonna use the cane again? Ooh, old school.
Ooh. Honestly, it's hard to say because like I do want to be a gentle parent, but the way I parent my cats is not very gentle.
Oof,
Yeah.
traumatic
Yeah.
pussies.
It's
Poor cats.
it's hard though. So like you say like you be a certain kind of parent, but like what if you're put in that situation? Because the more you say I do not want to be like my mother, the more you become your mother. Yeah, because your brain only hears become mother. They don't hear the word not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why
Did you have any conversations like that before
with who? Like
with
my mom?
friends? Oh, now you're talking about your mom.
No, I said like no, like what
Did
kind
you
of
have that with your mom?
what's that? The
That
conversation?
Yeah.
Like not to become like her? Oof.
Did anybody ever tell their mom like I'm never gonna be like you? Ooh.
And it becomes like you.
And it becomes
Exactly
you.
like you.
I mean, like, for real, it's like, yeah, it happens. I don't just say like moms, like even dads. Like for me, I would
Yeah.
never be like my dad in some of the
Like
disappointments.
certain
that happen.
things, right?
But I
Certain
catch
things.
myself like, shit, I am like my dad.
Exactly.
God
like,
damn, son.
Some of
Like,
it, yeah.
But I feel like there's a bigger perspective when that happens. It helps me understand a little bit more about myself and a little bit more about my dad. It opens up a little bit of like understanding, like learning how to forgive my dad. Oh, that's what he felt. I guess I am like my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a process of father and son relationships. Like if the father messed up, and then the son is like, I'm never gonna be like my dad one day, man. But deep inside, like you catch yourself like, shit, I am like my dad.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot to swallow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that kind of conversation happened a lot in my life.
Yeah.
With my partner. And yeah, it comes back to how would you actually kid your kids one day?
Yeah, that's
Like to tell them like, hey, don't lie about bipolar. That's bad.
Yeah.
You can't skip school all the time.
unless there's like a way to market. You know what I mean? But then that would make them look like prisoners. You know? Imagine if you
Right.
have like a bracelet or something
Right.
where you have to scan before you enter the school, and
Yeah.
then it says like your medical history. Like that would be cool, you know, like a biometric.
Wow,
kind of
science,
thing.
huh? Technology.
Yeah, you know,
Whoosh,
it's like by
whoosh,
then, like your
whoosh.
fingerprints should be able to like show your entire medical record, dental record, and all that.
And
So,
mental
yeah.
health.
And mental health, everything, anything and everything that you've been checked up for.
Yeah.
You'll have it'll be tracked. it'll be what is that word? Attached to your biometric data. Wow, this is like
Super Black Mirror stuff, man. Boom.
yeah, you know. But I feel like technology should already be like that, right?
What do you think of
than
AI, bro?
AI?
Yeah.
I think it's dope. Like I befriended one. It's kind of like hesitate. As an AI unit, as an AI unit, I do not have any feelings or thoughts.
I mean, like in your generation, what do you think? Like, how do you believe that AI will actually work? What convinced you?
For me personally, okay, I don't get AIs to write my POVs, but I do get AIs to help me with
Yeah.
writing, because sometimes like you get to a point where you're mental block and then you need help. And then when you ask other human beings, they might not kind of like, give.
How do you feel AI is going to impact your kids one day? Just imagine that.
I think it would be cool. Cause like
Yeah.
it could go both ways, right? Either like Terminator or Bicentennial Man.
Sarah McConnor,
Like either way, they gain some sort of sentience,
Yana
right?
Connor. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I don't know. It's either terrifying that they're gaining sentience, but what is going to be the moral stance by then? Because like if they gain sentience, do they deserve human rights?
Gain what?
Sentience, like
Sentience?
feelings and awareness and all that. I think it's sentience, right? Unless I'm like, okay, I might be
I
tripping.
never heard that word before.
Sentient?
I didn't know feelings.
Is it sentient? I feel like I messed it up. I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Sentient?
yeah,
Good.
yeah. They agree. Sentience.
Sentience. Sentience.
Sentience, bro.
But yeah, once they gain like a sort of awareness, right?
Yeah.
Do they deserve human rights? Which was what was being addressed in this movie called Bicentennial Man. Do you remember?
Wow, Robin Williams.
Yeah, that
Dude,
guy.
I cried like so many scenes
Oh
with
my
that.
God, yeah.
Like shit. But it made me think though. Like one day, like.
What if like
Yeah.
they become so human-like? Would they just be like another race?
Oh, AI, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And it's so much to. Wheezy.
What do you think though?
I'm
What are
scared.
You're scared. Why
I'm
are you scared?
I don't know.
It could be a good thing.
Listen, man, old school, right? You know.
Oh, it's millennial pause.
I don't.
You don't
Okay,
trust technology.
we want to touch like in terms of like technology, right there. What else? Information, right there. Google it, right there.
Yeah.
All in tips and fingers. You get it.
Mm-hmm.
You got it. But moral values, man.
Yeah.
Like-
Because there's like, I mean, technically, even now, like, we can argue that you don't really have privacy because your location is being tracked, technically.
Yeah.
Because, like, even if you turn off the location thing on your phone, like, the satellite picks it up regardless. So it's a matter of, like, they're kind of already tracing where we're going, Because I was looking at, I don't think I can mention the app, but an app.
It is possible.
It's a navigation app, right?
Yeah.
Where then they give me like a yearly review of where I traveled to, and they
Damn.
pinpoint the specific locations that I went to
For
with
real?
my car.
Shit.
Yeah, and I was kind of like, oh,
Wow.
I don't know how I feel about this. It's cool because like when you're traveling overseas or stuff like that, when you take photos, they kind of tie it back to like the locations, which is kind of cool, right? You can
Right.
kind of revisit your trip. But if it's just like some random place where you get, I don't know, fried noodles or something like that, and then you're kind of like, oh my God, they track my house and where I go. Like, how far would it go with the tracking? You know what I mean?
I don't know if you still remember Foursquare.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's
People
checking
willingly
in.
checking
That's with
in.
consent, right?
Yes, with
Because like, I'm
consent,
checking
yeah.
in. I'm just telling everybody I'm over here at Foursquare.
Yeah.
But now it's like now you don't have to tell us where you're going, man. We want to know where you're going all the time.
Yeah, because the thing
Yeah.
is, like, we turn on the app for navigational purposes, right?
Yeah.
So finding out that they actually track where you go exactly, that freaks me out, I feel. I don't know how AI is going to come into play when it comes to that, but I feel like there's already a bit of AI there. You know what I mean? Yeah, because like
Yeah.
yeah.
AI, huh? Do you think AI is going to help our mental health in future?
It
Oof.
might. It might actually
You
fix
think
your
so?
brain. Like, like how they have surgeries for like kidney disease.
Yep. Let me go that again. Imagine you have a mirror one day, and that mirror talks to you, just to make you feel better. And your kids are doing it. Imagine that.
I mean, that'd be great, right? Isn't that the
Right.
whole
Do you
premise
think-
of Snow White?
Siri.
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 Siri on the wall.
Siri
who's
on
the
the wall.
fairest of them all?
Have you talked to Siri before?
I don't have Siri actually, but I do have Google Assistant. He's my
Who's
favorite.
nicer?
Who's nicer, I think, not as sassy. He's always like, set a timer for something,
Yeah.
I like set a reminder for, because I'm forgetful, right?
Yeah.
So that's part of like mental health as well. When you're forgetful, it means like
Yeah.
you kind of have,
ADHD, yeah. Right.
kind of, yeah.
ADHD.
Kind of, yeah. But like, I'm not officially diagnosed yet, but I do experience the symptoms. And I don't want to self-diagnose. Do not self-diagnose. So
Don't self-diagnose.
don't
guys,
self-diagnose.
come
But if you
on.
suspect
Yeah.
you do have it, do seek help, which is
Yeah.
what I'm doing next week.
Good, man. That's a good investment, bro.
Speaking of which, I
Yeah.
told my mother about it.
What did she say?
And you know what she said? She was like, I was telling her, like, she's like, and then I told her what ADHD was, and why I suspected that I had it. And my mom was kind of like, she basically argued with every single symptom that I told her about.
Argue? What's the argument, man?
She's kind of like, so I was like, so I shake my legs and I bite my nail and all that. And she's like, all the kids do it. And I'm like, who? Who all doing it, And then I used to listen to music in school to focus. And she's kind of like, nah, everybody does that. And I'm like, who? Who is everybody?
Yeah.
And then I say, I shake my legs. She said, your auntie
Nah,
does.
she couldn't answer the question.
She
bro.
couldn't. She's kind of
She
like,
couldn't.
everybody does it.
Everybody had to improvise with,
Yeah.
our parents back in those days, yeah?
Yeah.
It is what it is in terms of like community and learning. I know, go to church, you go to your worship place, you get these values. And like, I put myself in your mom's shoes and then, man, I wouldn't know how to answer that.
Yeah, it's kind of like, because I told her,
Yeah.
like I'm aware that there was lack of education back then about it, because like there's not many discoveries or like awareness about it, but now there is. And then I realized this is kind of disruptive to my life, so I want to go seek help. And then she's kind of like, there's nothing wrong with you, you're fine.
How do you feel when she said those things?
I was
at that
kind
time?
of frustrated, bro.
Frustrated,
I feel like, bro, I'm trying to seek help here.
I think a lot of people can relate to this, right?
I think my
You
favorite
guys are all frustrated, even myself at one point.
My favorite part about her argument is you need to pray the depression away.
Hey,
She's kind of like, you're depressed because you're not praying. You're not sleeping. That's why.
Nah, man.
And I'm like, no, I'm
Yeah.
not sleeping because I have a hyperactive mind.
I have a mixed feeling about when they all say this kind of stuff, like our parents, our old folks who say this
But
kind
I
of
get
things.
it. I
kinda
totally get it.
Yeah.
Like spirituality is important,
Yeah.
but like if you were to have diabetes, what would be the first thing you grab? Your insulin shot or the holy book? You know what I mean? It's like,
First the insulin, then the holy book. Okay,
Yeah,
I hope the
exactly.
insulin works.
yeah.
I get the
because
right one.
did I poke it in the right arm?
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that, like why can't mental health be treated the same as other disorders or like diseases? Because I feel like it should be, because it's disrupting with your life. And for some people, if they're unlucky, it might develop into something worse, like schizophrenia or Alzheimer's. There's just a lot of ways that the thing can, affect you mentally.
Agree.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So my mom's like, so what happens if it's untreated? It sounds very unnecessary, No, she doesn't sound like that, but to differentiate my voice and hers.
Of course, I understand, man.
You should
We try to cope with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me lead to. Remember when you said like, "Hey, Collin, what are we gonna talk about in this podcast?" I said,
Yeah.
like, you know what? Let's keep it a secret. I surprise you, you surprise me, and funny enough, this conversation that we're having here is leading to a topic that I'm gonna talk about
Oh,
Within-
synergy, man.
within 10 minutes.
We got Bluetooth brain. Okay, let's go. Bluetooth brain.
Dude, okay, imagine you your husband,
Yeah.
and you guys, okay, it's gonna be a little bit dark here. Okay, husband passed away.
Oh.
Okay, but technology is here to give you your husband
No.
as a clone.
What? No.
Everything AI has detected from your husband has been stored, has been put into a system. And then, life and death happens. And then a company comes to you and says, here we are.
Okay.
We believe mental health is important.
Uh-huh.
We believe loneliness is important. We are here to clone your husband for your
Clone?
subscription fee.
Clone? Like it's not gonna be like a hyper
AI has
realistic.
got it. The technology is here. Everything that has been recorded,
Clone.
because you already said that they can actually track you where you're going, right?
Yeah.
So imagine that. They're downloading everything that is going on, especially when you play your computer or whatever, right? Then they give you the choice if you would want to clone your husband.
Dang.
And until the time you decide not to. In terms of what? Life?
Can you terminate
timeline?
it?
Yeah, I guess it's business, right? Subscription fee.
We're like, you
Every
didn't pay
time
your
your
bills,
husband
ma'am.
wakes up, like, dudum. Dudum.
Oh my God.
Baby, you up? Dudum. Netflix.
We're like, or like,
You get preview of what your husband's gonna do next week.
oh my God. I mean, I sure hope I'm the only one who has access to
Dude,
it.
answer my question, man. What do you think, bro?
Oh my goodness.
Bro, what you doing, bro?
Okay.
Let's be realistic, okay? Yana, okay? Lonely.
I don't know, man.
Kids are with their own families, and my husband passed away. My wife passed away. For me, I said, I want her to be around, man, if I'm going to enjoy the rest of my life.
Huh.
But she's cloned.
It wouldn't be the same person, though. It would probably be an evil clone.
AI already impressed the human mind.
So
and
you're
now is taking it to the next level of.
But if they have the memories, right? Do they have free will or not?
Yes. Imagine all the question you ask
That's
is yes, and they say like we can do it. Would you take it?
That's where I draw the line. Okay, so it's kind of like, okay, as much as I would want my husband back, but okay, so I've had a couple of dreams about it before, right? So I had a dream where I got kidnapped, somebody cloned me, and then this is a bizarre dream, okay? Like my brain is a bizarre place to be in. So
It's
I was
mysterious. Don't worry about
yeah,
it.
super mysterious. So what happened was I got kidnapped, right? Because like I heard intel, saying that they're gonna start a war or something, right? And then they're hiding like okay, I was watching Zorro the night before, so
Classic. My girlfriend wants my tattoos, man. She's gonna taxidermy
Just the
my
skin?
just the skin. Maybe if I tattoo my butt, she's gonna like cut that out too.
ooh, I mean the butt
Wish you
cheeks,
were
bro.
here.
Oh, yeah, my favorite part. Nah.
We're not going there. We ain't going there, man.
But yeah, I mean, bro, I don't know. Man. I can't just keep his ring.
Interesting, right?
Why don't you just keep his ring?
Keep his ring.
Yeah, his
Okay.
wedding ring. Why
Alright.
why can't I just do that?
Keep the wedding ring.
Yeah, because like that's
Survival.
what I'm
For survival.
It's kind of like okay, if you guys don't get that I was married, so I'm just gonna,
Yeah, man. So,
Yeah,
to clone or not to clone. That's the
clone
thing,
or
man.
not to clone.
To clone or not
Attack
to
of the
clone.
Clones.
Attack of the clones. But it is
not.
it is in terms of like we go back to our basic understanding about the human behaviors, which is going back to the moral compass of like what we talked earlier. Having kids or not having kids.
I have a question for you.
Oh shoot!
What if somebody were to tell you like I want your DNA to be cloned as an army? Basically the plot of Star Wars. But anyway, like would you do it? But like they're gonna be like
First of all,
biologically
when it
enhanced.
comes to bombs explode, run, guys, run! Something loud, guys, run, guys. I don't know, man. My DNA, nah, I wouldn't qualify, man. Come on. Malaysia
what
Army
if
have
they-
standards, bro.
What if, what if they biologically enhance you because you have a physical advantage?
What, I'm different race now or
Because
something?
you're tall.
Just
You can pretty much eat anything.
tall and heavy.
You're like, American football or figure.
It'd be very interesting to understand if I get approached with this kind of request, like, hey, Mr. Collin, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Collin,
We're calling here to tell you.
we're calling you to call you out because your DNA is calling us in, that kind of stuff. But I don't know, man. I'll be honored, but it's just like, sure, man. If I'm dead, go for it. Like,
It's kind of like organ donation, right?
organ donation.
Pretty much.
That's a good question. What would you donate if any of your organs are still working?
Ooh, okay, a little bit like off topic, but
Let's go.
somewhat still in topic. If we have cloning technology, wouldn't we just be able to clone a healthy organ instead of making a transplant directly from the host? You know what I mean?
Hey, that's good.
Yeah, it's like, for example, like I have very healthy kidneys and like I have to touch wood donate it to my husband, right? So I feel like it's, what if like I can clone my kidney and give it to him if it's compatible?
Would you take it?
Would you take my clone kidney? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, for survival,
Thumbs
man.
up, man.
Yeah, thumbs up, yeah.
But
Yeah.
if he starts behaving a little bit like you, do you?
Oh my God.
Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah.
Dude, I had this dream before where I met my evil twin. So like somebody literally like took... So I heard intel about something happening, about an attack or some sort. And then like the thugs were like, hey, you have information now. And they just kind of like, shot like a tranquilizer dart in me.
Foop.
And then I went and, I went out. And then when I woke up, it was a bunch, like my body's reinforced with like metal and all that.
Wow.
So it was basically like turning into a Terminator, but I'm still aware. But there's no AI. But now I'm wearing glasses, right? So it's kind of like Google glasses where you can kind of see and scan items, and then you're kind
Send
of like,
email.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like identification,
Yeah.
Collin,
Yeah.
and then male, and then your age and all that.
Sometimes gay. I don't know.
Something like that, And
Crazy.
then I had
Crazy
that
nowadays.
ability.
Yeah.
And then I went to my workplace and I saw somebody who looks exactly like me, which is actually a clone of me.
How are you remembering all these dreams, man? There's a lot
my-
of details, bro.
My dreams are very vivid. And then I got into a fight with my clone because she was sabotaging my job.
Oh, snap.
And then it was
Dude.
kind of like, I'm the real one. And then nobody believes me because like I'm not even human anymore.
Are you fighting with yourself?
It's like an
mentally?
internally, it's like
Crazy.
an internal fight. But yeah, I
Crazy.
remembered the whole thing, but I remembered that I eliminated the clone. And I said, at least you don't have this, biatch. I smack her with my metal arm. And she felt.
In English or Malay?
It's in English, yeah.
Oh, English.
It's in English. I think in English, so I kind of feel like English is my native language now.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like I
Interesting.
feel like cloning would be a bad idea unless you're trying to save someone's life. But then again, they might turn into Darth Vader. Because that's what
Malaysian
happened.
Darth Vader.
Yeah. With the you put like a little visual here showing our Darth Vader.
Nah, man.
Oh, also, happy late May the 4th be with you. It was Star Wars Day. So, yeah.
Big Star Wars fan, huh?
Yeah, huge Star Wars fan, dude.
dude.
It's ridiculous.
Well, this is too legit to quit, man.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you guys watching our YouTube videos.
Thank you for staying all the way to the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video out if this video has been there for you, like regardless of where you are, Good morning, good evening, and good night.
Ciao, guys.
Bye.